they were really talking about like how much of this is based off of fact and how much of this is based off of bias. And that's a very fucking true statement because there's courts and then there's the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
And you can be innocent in court, but if you're guilty in the court of public opinion, it can ruin your fucking life. You know? Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Bro. So as I was setting up for here, like I was contemplating, I was like, do I do a dry day? Do I do a dry morning? Because right now it's 11 o'clock in the morning, but like we just had a whole weekend of shenanigans.
Yeah.
You know, alcoholic driven shenanigans or alcohol.
Yeah. I would say yes, but I don't feel like I did.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you were tapering down, everyone else was bumping up. You in the middle.
Yeah. I was the happy medium.
Yeah. I don't think I drank that much because I was still moving smooth. Like I didn't really affect me, but I saw everyone else was just like they're taking that deep breath.
But I don't think nobody drank that much. I mean, I guess because I'm so used to how I know I can drink.
Yeah.
So everybody, like, I could say keep it up with me.
Yeah.
But like if I take a shot with somebody, whatever, to me it felt like it was at a smooth pace the whole day.
Yeah.
But of course that's me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how everybody else felt.
Yeah. Fucking I think those two things. One, I think is because we all got home late and then woke up real early. So I think it was just the alcohol in the stomach was just still turning. But two, I think the potpourri alcohol might have helped. I really think it did.
Yeah, I actually want some.
Yeah.
If I can find a way to get that to me.
Bro, I mean, like I said, next time I go home, my ass is, grabbing a jug, $400 jug, put it in the car and driving it home, bring that shit across state lines.
I just didn't, you're driving. Shit, I gotta meet you somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably in Atlanta.
Yeah, somehow. But yeah, that shit, like, that first time I tasted it, I was like, ooh, man, this shit's rough. This shit tastes like I was chewing on fucking oak bark.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's...
Not, after I took it, it's like, because I didn't feel like an alcohol kick. Like, I felt like the alcohol kick in.
Yeah.
I felt like more loosened up, I guess.
If like that aftertaste, it feels medicinal.
Yeah, it actually does.
Hey, maybe these old Asians is on to something, bro.
It's something. I mean, you see Pops is 65 plus and still doing all a bunch of crazy shit.
I know. And moms is just, moms is moms.
Should I be dying? I was like, I'm gonna take two. When this did that, she said, then dropped the head like, I'm not keeping up with you this morning.
Well, as soon as I got there, she was like, you guys want a shot? Here, I bought this for Chris.
Oh, man.
With that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarath, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
Well, I mean, this weekend we had a lot of family time together, allowing us to get introspective with, the relationships we have with each other. Obviously, my parents is getting older. My mom's about to retire. And you got to take advantage of those times you have left with your family because you don't know how much time you're going to have left.
Very true.
Shit can, like, we had a scare that weekend with my niece. Like, literally came out of nowhere, and it kind of like skated where everybody was kind of like, okay, maybe this is being dramatic. Then it turns out it could have got way worse.
Yeah. So there's a real problem going on.
Yeah. So I mean, so you can't write anything off. And I think that actually leads into this movie a lot because this movie, it talks a lot about writing someone off. The people sometimes they fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
You ever do you know anybody in school who kind of just fell by the wayside? Besides
actually,
you.
I do. I'm about to say shit. I was gonna say when you said school, then you had to think back. You said no, if you would have just said anybody, but hell yeah, shit. Me. I fall off every damn day. But actually
just had to think far back because he only graduated elementary school, so
okay, the third grade.
Okay,
like my ABCs and colors, and that was it.
Warner School, that's it.
Man.
Actually, no, what you went to Harena?
No. Honestly, I'm ashamed to say what school I went to. I mean, don't get me wrong, the school had good teachers, but we didn't even have a lunchroom. We ate always.
What, Balliet?
Yep.
You know what's fucked up is we both went to Kennedy, but that motherfucker got taken over by the government.
It did?
Yeah, like the government runs that shit now. That's just I don't know what they're teaching over there now, but it's government issued.
Yeah, apparently they get rid of all the paint on the walls and every damn thing.
I
Pissed
know
me
because
off.
we used to paint all the the murals for every class. I mean, I
Yeah.
granted, you can only fill up so much, but man, that shit was when
It's
your class
history.
got picked to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that shit was dope. It was like passing the torch.
Yeah. That's history right there, but it's all gone now.
Yeah, I knew this kid. He was a friend of mine in high school. It was Terry, and he loved wrestling. And he was that kid that like everybody knew, and everybody was acquaintances with. I don't know if they would call him friends, but everybody was kind of just like, they kind of he was that dude to clown on.
Okay, gotcha.
And people kind of wrote him off as just Terry being Terry, whatever. And I got along with him. He played on the volleyball team one year, and like we were always cool, but I wasn't like close friends with him. And then I remember in our 30s, I remember seeing him at the mall or something. He would always walk around with like a championship title. I saw him and he was in a wheelchair. I didn't know what happened or whatever, but then he had passed away pretty early. And like it's just one of those things where if you think back, like, would you do things differently? I would. I know I would do things differently, but
Oh, definitely.
but like I sometimes I wonder, like, did the way we act back then, did that put us on the trajectory to be where we are now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've heard people say it. Yeah, I've said it. If I knew then what I know now, it'd be a totally different story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just, but obviously, you're growing up, and whoever your role models are, you look up to your teachers, parents, whatever. They only know so much too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, of course, growing up, you think you know everything at that age. You do. When you realize it, when you get older, you realize you ain't know shit at 15.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You're the biggest realization I had was
What's that?
when I was 26. I like people considered me an adult, and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm the adult in the room. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I thought the 26-year-olds were the adults. But it turns out if they were like me at 26, they were just a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah, definitely.
And we trust those motherfuckers to teach us schoolwork.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good teachers out there. I ain't counting teachers, but there's some that are just, trying to fondle little girls.
Shit. I was saying, now that I'm older and half the shit that I've done,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure my 4th grade teacher, this cup of coffee was full of alcohol every day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them teachers had sangria and some, what is it? Some, not like, what was it? Seagrams? Some Seagram?
Something.
Yeah.
They probably had a whole fucking gallon in the teacher's lounge.
I know.
The minute they talk shit about the kids.
Look at this motherfucker. You know who I just saw at Route 66 Diner? Motherfucker skipping class again.
Hell yeah.
Actually, I used to see my teacher over there all the time. They should just roll their head and be like, man, this motherfucker's over here again.
Well, not like Route 66 for you was like you skipping school right down the street. You go to eat lunch and come back to school if you wanted to.
Yeah. But you still skipping classes. I never went my senior year, I never went to class on time. I might have missed first or second period every day. So it's a miracle that I fucking graduated.
Oh shit. I thought I was bad.
Yeah, it was terrible. I was straight A student until 10th grade. Then all of a sudden shit went downhill.
You skipped classes. I was just drunk. Damn. Terrible.
Anyway, the movie we're talking about this week is Where the Crawdads Sing. And I picked this movie because I just like that title.
Okay.
Oh, for some reason that title just spoke to me. And like I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was based on a book, but I never heard of the book or whatever. But I'm telling you, bro, I like this movie a lot. I liked it a lot because it just talks about like survival and like what a person goes through in order to make life work for them. Because this little girl, she had some shit thrown her way like crazily, and she somehow like pulled it out. But man, like if when you talk about people who have everything going against them, like she had that and more. Okay, could you relate to that? Her struggles?
Yes and no. You know what I'm saying? Like her whole family left her.
Bruh.
Her whole family left her.
First of all, her siblings ain't shit. I'm sorry. When you find out that the mom actually tried to go back to get her, and then the dad threatened her,
yeah,
I could understand that thing, because that's, if you know you got a crazy husband, you don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, But the fucking siblings, man, fuck them motherfuckers.
Look, was she the youngest?
Yeah, she was the
Okay,
baby.
yeah, they gotta go. But this got me. Even the dad left.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, because
What was the thing?
didn't die.
Did he leave or did he die? I wasn't sure.
I thought they said that finally he left.
Yeah, but
And,
I took that as the dude passed away.
oh, okay.
I just took it as, all of a sudden he passed away, and like, no one knew what to do with the girl anymore.
Oh, shit, she was out there by herself hiding, and they let her, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like, you ever hear about those people that live in the woods, like in your hometown? Like, oh yeah, they live in a house in the woods, and it just sounds like a fairy tale. But like, there are people out there who just didn't have every opportunity to progress in life or whatever, or make a better situation for themselves, so they just make it do with what they got. And like, why do we as a society shun those kind of people? Why do we look down on it?
But everybody's judgmental. We think that everybody's life should be a mirror of our own, or because that's what most people do. Most people do the judge and think they're better than somebody else.
Do they think they're better than someone else, or do they think they're low, so they need to pump themselves out by pushing someone else down?
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Some people that are better, that actually are better and want to let the world know they are better than you. And some people that ain't doing good, but they see you doing worse. It's like, okay, well, I'm not doing good either, but I can make you feel like shit, so I can feel better about my not doing good either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I remember that had that happen when I was younger, and it was just like, it was something small. It was like, when I was, I was an immigrant to this country, so like, I just couldn't afford the nicest clothes, ill-fitting clothes. I always had like hand-me-downs. So like, my parents would buy some of my clothes at like tag sales and shit. Some kids would just look at you like, oh shit, you wearing that same shirt again? Like, motherfucker, I only got 4. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, true. Yeah, hell yeah. No, do that again. You don't get that blue sweatsuit on shit, so I got my damn closet. You know what I'm saying? But it's what it is.
Yeah, dude. What would you like? Could you have survived in her situation? Because she was stuck. But essentially, this girl was left. She grew up in the bayou, right? And she tried to go to school once, and they gave her a skirt to go. And when she, got to the school, she got made fun of so badly that she was like, "Fuck this shit! Like, I'm not subjecting myself to this shit." And then she just went back to the fucking bayou and just tried to make it work on her own.
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer, because in my opinion of what I've learned throughout my life, I don't think anybody ever knows what they can do until they have to do it.
Yeah,
and that's who can crumble and who's going to make it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just don't know. Like, I didn't know I could have to shit that I do until I was faced with it, and I had to either face it or die. You know what I'm saying? Shit, one of the two. And I mean, so when you use that scenario, I mean, obviously she was old enough. I'm guessing like maybe 12, 13 years old. I obviously know how to fish because she was out there collecting mussels and everything.
Yeah, I think she's younger than that. She had to be. Dude, that looked like 9, 10. Because that 13, that's high school. She looked way younger than that shit.
That's what I thought. Remember, it's like 1962 or 1958, something like that.
Yeah, but still, little girl still look little.
Okay, but hear me out. I'm trying to do the time frame, because when she meets the first dude that goes off to college, and then they find out he's been gone for years, but then she meets the second dude. He mentions, what was that, 12 years ago or something like that?
Yeah.
So my time frame is, because he went off to college, had to be 18. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which would put her around the same, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So if this is years later, 2021, 22, so you come back 12, 10 years from that, that's around
30 years old.
No, back.
Oh, going back, yeah.
Yeah. This should be about 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, but I feel like he was older than her, because like he was friends with her older brother. Because that was that kid that they used to see on the fucking in the bayou on their little boats.
Okay.
And he would, like, while she was out there doing like fishing with her brother, they would run into him.
Gotcha.
So I'm guessing he had to be about 5 or 6 years older than her somehow.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, like fucking first, man, I wish I could. Man, hold up, what you drinking?
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
I mean, because yeah, what you drinking? Because I really want to analyze and dissect this movie because it's. I love stories about people who overcome. When they have everything going against them and they somehow overcome, whether it's real or not, who knows? But the idea that your future is in your own hands and your future is what you make of it, that's a very like enticing and very real sentiment to me. And because I'm a product of the American dream, very real. It can happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you drinking?
Started off with a nice little shot of Jack Daniel.
Is it left over from the weekend?
No.
Yeah.
Brought some when I got back yesterday. And because I had it in the house. And this Erdinger non-alcoholic malt beverage.
So all the non-alcoholic ones that Sarim brought you. Oh, first of all, how were they?
Because I don't like beer like that anyways. They were fine. Like the active sip on that would be cool. That's probably why it was so much easier for me to regulate what I was doing.
Because I kept like it.
No, not even that. Because normally when I'm drinking with real beer, I only drink as many shots as that beer will let me drink.
I don't know that math, bro. You're gonna have to break this down, like
I mean, however long it takes me to finish that beer, it's however many shots I'll have in between time. But so while I'm sipping on the one, and I got like maybe a shot, and then after like maybe 10-15 minutes, take another one. One beer would last me a good maybe 4 shots. And,
damn, man, like what good is it sipping on a beer if you take it in like triple the fucking alcohol content?
Because if I'm drinking a real beer, that's more alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I guess that works for you. You got your methods. Chris Brown math works for you.
It worked my whole entire life. I don't know how, but it has been.
Well, in honor of the movie, I am busting out the moonshine.
Let's see, Sugarland Shine. I can't read.
This is the Chipper Jones sweet tea.
Oh, okay, cool. Out of the movie or North Carolina? Okay.
Yeah, the movie.
I don't know why I thought
North
it was Louisiana.
But that's moonshining. Just running over to Tennessee.
I thought it was Louisiana for a minute. Had to check myself.
Yeah, and then also, this is fuck her father root beer. It's not your father's root beer, but fuck.
I was gonna say, I was like, is there a new brand? Holy shit! I gotta try it.
No, that's just because her father was a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Crack this open. I didn't know much like that. I'm going right at the bottom.
I know you just cracking it open and going.
There we go. Cheers.
So, her father was just an abusive asshole to everyone around him. He ran that house with an iron fist.
Yeah.
Now, I'd love to say that that's like a villain made for the movie, but there's real fathers out there like that.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what your take is on like what turns a person into that type of tyrant. Were they hammered down as a child themselves, so they feel like that's the way they have to, that's the only way they can raise a child, or that's the only way they know how to raise a child, or do they resort to that because they feel like that's the only way they can get their methods across?
A little bit of, I think it's a number of things. I can't really narrow it down to one. I do think it comes from their childhood. Like, that's definitely one thing that I do believe across the board. Then I think, of course, it comes to being mad at themselves for life not going the way they wanted to go and taking out on close people to them.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Then it could go to I married this woman, had these kids, whatever, and she got lazy, or they're stupid, or he's just an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's ever good enough for him. So,
yeah. But it's so like, okay, so the idea that, maybe when he grew up and he witnessed that, or he had that kind of upbringing happen to him, so
mhm,
that's all he knows. Like when I was younger, I used to think that was a cop out. Which
okay,
sucks to say, but when I was younger, I used to think that was like, just a cop out for like just excusing this motherfucker's bad parenting skills.
mhm,
But
excuse me.
as a child, I mean, as an adult, I look back now and I see times where I'm like, man, y'all should whoop your kids, because I used to get my ass whooped, and that made me like, I know it helped me be a better person.
Mhm.
So is it just a matter of like how that type of upbringing enters a person's brain?
Um, from my own personal experiences, and I'm not saying I'm right. This is just the way I look at it. There's a difference between abuse and discipline.
Okay. I will definitely agree with that.
Um, like okay, fuck, let me just say it. Like for instance, my mom. When we got whooped, we got whooped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, one thing that she did that we say the famous smack. My mom has a famous smack you never see coming.
Yeah.
We all caught it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when we got whooped, all she wanted was those butt cheeks and the belt and go to town. You know what I'm saying? Now, however,
You
I'm just,
don't want to hear
I'm
about an
just,
adult looking for butt cheeks, but
I'm just saying, it's time for whooping.
yeah,
But on a different note, her ex-husband set your cord to beat you all over your back.
yeah,
That's not a whooping.
yeah.
That's not discipline. Rather, that's
Nah.
like I'm about to abuse the fuck out of you.
Yeah,
And, you know what I'm
he's
saying?
getting something. He's missing something that he's getting out of you, and
Yeah,
that's wrong.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No,
like I said, there's a very big difference to that. You know
yeah.
what I'm
There
saying?
is, and I think in today's society, I think people try to they skirt over it. Like they treat it all as the same. They
Hmm.
treat somebody getting a spanking the same as somebody getting beat.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
same. And people don't, I think if we don't have that conversation about the subtleties of what it means to be a human,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna get to a point where like everybody's walking on eggshells because they're afraid of, you know, just making a move,
Mm-hmm.
which in turn makes other people be a little more what's the word? A little more brave in situations when they shouldn't be brave.
Mm-hmm.
People want
Yeah.
to speak up because they know you can't do shit.
Yeah.
People want to act out because they know that if you try to spank them, they might take you away. But
Mm-hmm.
and on the same token, sometimes kids don't understand like the severity of their allegations and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hell yeah, if you do this, I'll call child services. Like, you're going into a foster home. That's not a
Yeah.
good situation to be in. I
Yeah.
know some kids are like that's the situation that they're given and they try to make do with it, but that's not a situation you want to choose for someone to be in.
Look, I've seen many situations and even heard stories from police. Like they ask the kids, like, do you really want to leave your home? Like, is it really that bad? Like, do you want to go? Because obviously they don't know what's going on behind closed doors,
Mhm.
but they know what they're about to step into once they leave that house.
Yeah.
And they're like giving them the option, like, if you come with us, it ain't what you think it's gonna be.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it ain't all of a sudden you go here and everything is, sunshines and roses. No, like you might actually step into a situation where someone is only a foster parent because they get money. They
Mm-hmm.
give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean,
So
so Ryu, I swear to God, you little potato piece of shit. He looked like a potato, right?
all I see is chicken wings every time I look at
Bro,
them. Their
first of all,
feet.
don't ever associate my son with chicken because I know how you treat chicken.
You eat
There ain't no deep fried corgi in your future.
it. No, I don't trust me. I don't want no deep fried corgi unless
I
I
don't
just
know.
have to.
I don't know if you have to survive on your own bayou, you might see them chicken legs and you be like,
See, I even
Ryu
thought
for
I even
dinner.
thought about I even thought about that with Juice, but like, nah, I can't kill Juice. She got to help me hunt down the other animals. You know what I'm saying?
But like, so I think with the girl in the movie, what was her name?
Kaya.
Kaya. I like that name. With Kaya, it was almost like, I don't know. Sometimes maybe it is worth it or maybe it is a better situation to just approach life on your own. Like, okay, if I know I can, or I feel like I can survive this shit, I'm gonna just do it dolo.
But she said something in the movie. After her dad either dies, disappears, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
What did she say? Living alone is one thing. Oh gosh, God dang it! I'm
Living on your own versus living alone.
It might have been, but she's like, it's a totally different feeling or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I mean, you like. I know I talk about this all the time, but that's why I like BoJack. There's an episode in BoJack where he's so stuck on being on his own, like he's his own person, whatever, and to transfer to the movie or even people that are in situations where they might be getting treated bad or they're treating people bad or whatever. But they won't let them leave, or they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Because you're actually afraid of being by yourself.
Yeah.
So you keep this person around because you can do or be what you want to be. But you don't want them to go, you don't want to go away from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that goes to the movie when she said once everybody left, her pie got a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She really just stay out the way, whatever. And I think for him, it was one of those situations where, holy shit, I lost everybody. This is all I got left. And I really don't want to be by myself.
Yeah.
But I only know how to be by myself. So I push people away from me, but please don't leave me.
Yeah.
That's the message I got.
Yeah, me too. I've done pushed my whole family and everyone away from me. All I got left is my daughter. So I want her by my side, but I don't know how to treat her any differently than how I'm treating her. So like, it's like a catch-22.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for her because like, it's literally for her, it's like the one person who didn't leave her side, who didn't leave her side, is the one person who's causing her the most pain.
Yeah.
And that's a weird like cycle of like abuse, because again, like, you can't survive on your own. You don't want to go survive on your own, but the only person who can help take care of you is fucking
it's your abuser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think she was relieved when her dad died, or was she like scared, or when her dad was gone? We don't know if he died or not.
Yeah. I think it's a catch-22. And I say this because I've learned in life, especially relationships or whatever.
Yep.
Like, sometimes you don't know you're in a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll agree to that shit. I was in one, my first girlfriend. I don't know how the hell she kicked me in the face, and I apologized. What the fuck? I don't know how the hell that happened.
Well, you got your revenge like 10 years later. Different random girl in the club.
I just had Christina's face. I was like, bitch.
Oh God. Like, I've been waiting for this for 10 years now. But okay. I thought that was her name at first. I was like, wait a minute, that was her name too. But no, it wasn't. I had to think for me, like, holy shit.
Oh, that's the universe working in mysterious ways.
Yeah, for real. Oh shit. But where was I going with that? Oh shit. I lost it.
You're talking about goddamn, what were you talking about?
I don't know. I really don't know. I remember it was going from, you don't want to be left alone, but you don't know how to treat anybody better than what you're being in a toxic relationship and everything.
Oh yeah. You're someone you don't recognize you're in a toxic relationship.
Yeah. So I've always said this. One thing, I can't say I'm right for it. I don't know if I'm wrong. But if I feel like the situation I'm in is like uneasy and I can't figure it out, because I always gonna analyze me. Before I point the finger, I gotta check myself first. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'll take a break. I'll take a week off. Like, I want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? And if I feel relieved, I know I did the right thing. If I feel like something's wrong, I gotta go back and see what the fuck I gotta fix.
Hold on, give me a sec. Come on, you little knuckleheads. I gotta switch my settings because y'all motherfuckers can't not play with your squeaky toys.
So I heard him.
It's all good. It's all good. They dogs. That's what they do.
Yeah.
But no, so in that sense, like
Mhm.
I understand your methods. Okay.
That's
I
I
don't
said it
know
was
if I
right.
agree. I don't know if I agree with your form of how you approach it, but understand the mentality behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a big man. I'm big about communication,
Mm-hmm.
and one thing we know about Chris Brown,
I can
communication.
communicate.
Chris Brown, no, just because you went to college for communication don't mean you're good
No,
at it.
no, I can communicate. I just when I don't feel like I can no more, I just don't. Like fuck it.
So you communicating through silence.
I can pretty much.
Okay,
Sometimes silence is the best answer.
it is. It is. But I mean,
Especially when you want to do something different. I'm gonna sit here, have a coconut smile, shut the fuck up. Before I have a coconut smile, and fuck you up. You got the two options. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, because your hands want to go one way, but you just hold on to that coat.
I see you go. When I go in this way, you see my hand coming that way. Oh man.
Uh,
But yeah,
yeah.
it just I mean, yeah, that's yeah, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
One thing that I thought was dope about this movie is like the the people around Kaya or recognize the situation she was in,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't feel like they felt sorry for her, but they didn't treat her any different. They let her kind of communicate how she wanted to be treated, and then they went with that. Like the old black couple. They could
Yeah.
have easily went in there and just be like, hey, you need help. We're gonna help you. We're gonna, take you out of this, buy you, whatever. But they could see that like she was in a certain mental state, and for them that they sat back, they let her communicate what she needed, and they were like ready and willing to help her out in any way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of this. Sometimes you see someone in need, and you just want to play that savior, not because you want to feel like fucking a savior, but because the last thing you want is to see people in need.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, it's that saying where like, sometimes you're not people don't want you to offer advice, or they don't want you to give answers. They just want you to listen.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those situations where like, they listened, they saw what Kaya was doing. They're like, all right, like we're just gonna be here to help facilitate that versus trying to give her answers on what we think she should do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's good. I don't think that's like the way the movie showed that is which I found it interesting. It was an old black couple too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I've heard this in interviews and everything else from Caucasian people. Even though the black community is the most hated, so to speak,
Yep.
or used to be, I don't know, times are changing. We're
Mhm.
also the most welcoming. We might
Yeah.
talk shit about you, but we ain't gonna let you die unless we don't like you.
Yeah.
You know. And I heard
Yeah.
this from
No, go
what
ahead.
was his name? Oh, not one of the people from Kid and Play, obviously the lighter skinned one. Now he said that when he moved into I think his mom's neighborhood with all the white folks, they gave him the cold shoulder. He said we
Yeah.
got with the black folks, they talk shit, but he was at every barbecue, he was chilling. He got cracked on a lot, but he was never unwelcome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, but what did Chris Rock say? Who are the most racist people out there? Old black men, because they
yeah,
hate black people too. uh, but
yeah.
okay, so the big issue that's going on in this movie is, there was a guy who was found dead in the bayou close to where Kaya lives,
Mm-hmm.
and there were rumors going around that she and him had something going on, but everybody called her the Bayou Girl because she was like that. She was that person that was shunned away from society. And
Mm-hmm.
so when she was going to trial about this over this murder,
Mm-hmm.
they were really talking about like how much of this is based off of fact and how much of this is based off of bias. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
very fucking true statement, because there's courts, and then there's the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
And you can be innocent in court, but if you're guilty in the court of public opinion, it can ruin your fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's to me, that was the big thing in this movie, because just the idea that this girl who's only ever wanted to just one be included and be accepted, but also doesn't hurt anyone, is having having these biases pushed upon her by people who don't know her at all.
Yeah.
And to me, that speaks to the minorities in America.
Mm. Her name was the Marsh Girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even her lawyer said he was guilty of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, instead of helping, you want to sit back and talk shit about it. Think about today's society. Instead of helping, you want to put your cell phone out and get a picture, get a video.
Bro, that's the craziest shit. When someone can be getting like beat up or jumped, whatever, and people want to just pull out their phone. Oh shit, there's a fight.
Yeah.
Oh shit. And it's like, bro, go pull them off. But at the same time, you never know how crazy these motherfuckers are. They might have a gun.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you want to help, but
I'm thinking about Sunday night. Yeah, I'm not trying to throw you off. I want you to finish your statement. Finish your statement.
No, I'm saying sometimes you can't jump in because you don't know. I mean, in that situation, you kind of knew what was gonna happen.
No, but Duke got hit so hard, he jumped and hit somebody else because he thought it was the other dude.
Like, oh shit. And then the other guy was like, no, what? No, he started it. He goes, I started it? No, you would say that because you're a fucking Dolphins fan. That's why y'all fighting.
Man, but I just thought it was funny. The dude that hit him, he jumped up and just swung on somebody else.
He was like, I'm going down. I'm taking someone with me.
Somebody's coming with me. Oh man.
What would you do in that situation? You just randomly get hit because there's a fight going on around you. You ain't got nothing to do with it. You just be sitting there like, maybe I did do something. Maybe I deserve that.
First of all, if I'm with my homeboys, it ain't going down like that. That's damn sure.
Oh nah. Yeah. It's one on a bunch.
No, I might let y'all square up together and get started. But if it starts going left and my side is the side going left, oh no, we got to fix this right now.
Yeah.
So all your homeboys, it's free game right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, we might look like bitches, but we won.
For real. Oh man.
But yeah, like, so I mean, like the whole court of public opinion and like bias, like that. And I hate the fact that it's so prevalent in today's society that all you got to do is make people think a certain thing, and it doesn't matter what the truth is. Like, it really doesn't, because no matter what, like, rumors are going to go around. People don't want to believe the truth. They want to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's always like, people are always like, you want to be the first person to get your story out, because then you got people like they're either going to believe it, or you're just going to have a different option out there for people to believe. And as long as you can muddy the waters, it just makes it harder for people to really know what the truth is.
Yeah.
I was like listening to something this morning about like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and how like she was accusing him of being an abuser, but then if you listen to the tapes, she was clearly the one abusing him.
Yeah. And
it's like, if you can get out that story that he's an abuser first, now people are like, oh, maybe he was doing something. Well, what about what happened before the recording happened? Like,
Yeah.
So truth doesn't matter.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we skip around people. As always, y'all should be used to us by now.
Yeah.
So it gets confirmed that she actually does kill the dude in the movie.
Yeah.
My question is, how?
I think she pushed the motherfucker off.
No, I can see that. But if she was supposed to be took the bus to somewhere else and made it back for the meeting the next morning.
Well, okay, so
no. I get it now. Okay.
What? Go ahead.
Remember they said he hit the back of his head, which means he would have to fall through.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't fall through because there's no prints, nothing on there. Maybe she beat the shit. Maybe she beat the shit with a rock in the back of the head and put his body over there because she knew how to get rid of the footprints.
Yeah.
And remove the grate so that it looked like he fell through.
Yeah. Yeah, because you saw her throughout the movie. She was, she was
Mm-hmm.
putting leaves over to get rid of footprints and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a clue. But and then also when she was meeting, actually the night she was meeting with the fucking the publisher,
Mm-hmm.
she was talking about how the fucking the praying mantis, how the
Yeah.
praying mantis, whatever they trap the after they mate with the male, they eat them.
Yeah.
It's like, and she was like, well, they were saying something about it. And she was like, well, I don't think there's a bad guy in nature. I think it's just different levels of survival.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's, like she literally met this dude who was just a mirror image of her dad.
Yeah.
And she did what she had to do to survive.
Yeah.
She wasn't going to
Because
be that little girl no more.
nah, she wanted to fight back, and she said it. Okay, that's another court movie where she said this one thing. What she say? Was it protect yourself or living in fear? The difference of it, you know what I'm saying? And living in fear is something she couldn't do.
Yeah, I remember the quote, but I don't remember it, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
But I remember hearing it, but I can't recall it at the moment. But yeah, just obviously I know your answer, but do you fault her for taking the motherfucker out? Elbows. She probably hit the Macho Man on him. Just jumped off the water tower with the Macho Man elbow.
That's a big ass elbow drop. It's a whole lot of elbow coming from that height. Man,
remember me, motherfucker.
My methods, man. My old school methods. I ain't gonna say my methods. I try to be. I try to be a better person these days.
Oh, this is going on the internet. Do you want to?
That's why. That's why I say my old school methods.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all the time. Sometimes you got to get Mike Tyson checked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that'll change everything. You like, oh shit, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker ain't playing no more. And
I will never fault someone who's been serial abused for standing up for themselves and doing what's necessary to preserve their life. That's that moment where like the law hits that gray area. Like, is it stealing if a person's starving?
it's stealing, but what's the reason?
Yeah, it's stealing, but like, is it a crime? There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's stealing, but is it a crime if the person is starving? It's just, what is money? It's like, it's that situation like, oh, this thing, you're accusing me of doing this thing because of this paper or whatever that you put value on. Meanwhile, my life has no value to you because you're allowing me to die because I can't eat.
Interesting.
I don't know.
And that's actually funny because a lot of people's lives really don't hold value to other people. You know what I'm saying?
They don't.
It's a select few.
Yeah. You have your loved ones, but for the most part,
but
like
sometimes they don't got no value to you either.
Oh, yeah. You're like, when I say loved ones, I mean the people who you value. Like, blood don't necessarily mean loved one. Because I got enough people who are blood relatives who, like we're related, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's just, if the motherfucker died in Tokyo today, like, you don't know. Thousands of people are dying in Tokyo. They don't matter to you because you don't know them.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know. I just wonder. I wonder what it takes for someone to put value on another person's life, and why is it changed for some certain people? Like, if a person who's inherently good or just like a saint will put value on everybody's life, whereas someone who's kind of narcissistic or only cares about themselves probably only put value in the people who, can have something they can gain from.
Yeah. Let me go to that memory. I think it was a joke that Chris Rock said. Bringing up Chris Rock. We're talking about Biggie and Tupac got assassinated. He was like, Martin Luther King was assassinated. Malcolm X was assassinated. He's like, two niggas got shot. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
I'd love to quote that, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I can say it, but I mean, it's like you just said, who puts the value on your life? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what makes you this valuable?
Yeah.
Like these people die all over the world every day. But we don't know. You know, these people that you do know,
Yeah.
and they die. How well do you care about their death? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
So
that was Kaya's issue, was nobody in this town put value on her except
yeah.
for the few people who knew her, you know. And then she met that kid Tate, who, like, I understand, like, this is the love of her life, her first
Mhm.
love, the person, you know, who was made for her. But then that motherfucker just left for
See,
years,
yeah,
decades.
that when I heard that, I was like, God dang. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And it's like, I understand, but I don't. Because it's like, oh well, you know, he did it because, you know, he couldn't see himself living in the bayou for the rest of his life,
Yeah.
you know.
He said
And
that he
he's
knew
like,
she wouldn't leave.
yeah, she wouldn't leave, and then he couldn't see himself being there, so, you know, he just never came back.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. It's
Mm.
like, really, because she said, he's like, I'll be back in a month, and
Yeah.
and was gone for a decade.
Mm.
He lucky she didn't shank him.
Yeah, for real. See, I missed the decade part. I knew it was a couple years. I know it was a decade.
Yeah, no, he when he shows back up, it's like 10, 15 years later.
Mm.
Maybe 10 years later. So, and
Yeah.
then that's when he shows up again and sees her with uh whatever, the football dude.
Yeah.
Just okay, off topic. What is
Mhm.
it with uh rich white dudes and
Mhm.
their affinity for, like, the what's it called? The weird girl. Because you know how, like, they'll say, like, football players and stuff like that. Like, football players usually like the cheerleaders, but a lot of them will always have that little soft spot for that, you know, that little goth girl in school.
Hmm. What if it's like a Captain Save 'em persona or something? Like
Is it?
if they're sitting that high up on the food chain, so to speak, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Mhm.
And they might I think how can I put this? It's where they know they're better, but they also know that they like doing that, I guess, low down poor stuff, you know what I'm saying? But their lifestyle wouldn't allow them to be who they really, really are. And
Okay,
yet,
so I think that's what it is right there. I think they've been living at this, you know, whatever, this bar that they have to keep,
mhm,
and it's this other thing that, like, they're interested in or they're curious about that, you know, just is wouldn't be accepted by their peers,
yeah.
you know. Have you
Mhm.
did you ever have a weird girl in school that, you know, you was eyeing, you know? I'm sure you did.
I'm
I'm
sure I
sure,
did
the little
too.
redhead, skinny glasses, knew how to read.
I gotta think. I don't know why I can't picture right now. 'Cause I
Uh,
know I did, but I guess back then she wouldn't be considered weird. You know what I'm saying?
what do you mean back then she wouldn't be considered weird?
She all she did was
What about back then versus now would make her considered weird now?
well, I don't know. I ain't seen her or talked to her. God knows fucking forever.
No, but you said back then she wouldn't be considered weird. You know how, like, the jock goes after the drama school girl.
Hmm.
You seen She's All That?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen that, but it's like head chili with the head football player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like the prettiest guy with the prettiest girl. It's like people just like match up together. We belong together. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. They
But
trying to fucking breed a new fucking the new German Shepherd.
they do something. But deep down, it's like he says in the movie, "I'm supposed to marry this person. I'm supposed to be with this person, whatever. But I
Yeah.
want you." No, granted, I don't think that was true. I think he just was
Also,
trying to win, so to speak.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I also think that there was a certain type of attraction of him being able to be free, like
yeah,
not living under because he says it when he gets to the house. You live here by yourself without your parents telling you what to do.
yeah, yeah. I
You know what
think
I'm
he
saying?
had to uphold this societal persona, and
Hmm.
being with Kaya was his way of being like, I could to, I could just be me for a little while,
Yeah.
you know.
But he had her believing that he wanted to be with her, but he got a whole situation going on.
Bruh. When she's like, "Oh, this is my fiance," I
Yeah.
was like, "God damn!" She should have punched it in the pussy. I would have.
Look, I see that. I was like, holy shit. And then he was like, well, I'll see you around. And walked away. I was like, God damn.
And then this motherfucker had the nerve to go back to her house.
Yeah. And then get mad about it. It got mad about it. Like, dude, you
I
did
know.
this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can't play both sides of the field and then get mad when you get called for offsides. Like that's what the fuck happens.
Oh man.
And I felt bad for her because on the one hand, she had the guy who she knew was meant for her, fucking Tate.
Yeah.
But then that motherfucker left. And then all of a sudden this dude shows up and then he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then he turns out to be an abuser too.
Yeah.
He smacked the shit out of her for what?
Why did he do that? Because he tried to run away from her or some shit like that.
Yeah, she tried to go and he was trying to tell her to stay.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I could tell by his persona when he first met her, he walked in the house, just walked right in, you know what I'm saying? Started looking at her stuff. In the part where he takes the pictures that she drew, it just drops them on the floor. I was like, that's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
You can see from the get-go, he don't give a shit about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
The things that you value don't mean shit to him.
Yeah.
But then what is that attraction? Why does a guy like that jump into that kind of situation? Is it because it's wild and freeing and you ain't there's no rules to it, so you can just explore?
You talking about the type of relationship or just the living situation?
The simple fact that that for some reason there's this storybook attraction between the jock and the librarian when the jock is supposed to be with the fucking cheerleader. If you're going by stories.
Yeah. I think opposites attract. Just
why? But why is that?
How can I put this? Okay, let's look at some of the wrestlers you work with. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Some of these guys got PhDs and MBAs, all kind of stuff, but they wrestle.
PhDs, STDs, all that shit.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? These are motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's their TV persona.
Yeah.
The biggest shit, they go out there, talk shit, wrestle, perform, whatever. But 5 days of the week, they're probably at home reading the dictionary, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they love
playing video games, all that shit.
So when it comes to, like you said, the jock and the librarian or whatever, that might be his persona where he's real active, like he likes to play sports and everything, but he's a nerd at heart.
Yeah.
And the librarian might want to be that athlete or whatever the case may be, but she's a nerd by her parents or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like I think there's that attraction of I play sports and she reads books. You know what I'm saying? So we can balance each other out. What I think on a deeper level, he wishes he could read books like that, but he plays sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she wish she could have played sports, but her education was pushed further. That's my thought process.
So is it a matter of it's that part of your life that you feel like you're missing, that you inherently kind of I'm not complete without this half of my life, and this other person kind of represents that?
Yes and no, because I don't even think some people know what their completion is until they get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because how many times you've been attracted to a girl or whatever, and you really don't even know where the attraction came from, but there's something there that just draws you to her. Man, I mean, besides the fat ass and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's the physical attraction. You know what I'm saying? That's what got your attention first. But then you get to know her and everything. And
that aroma, that funk, you smell that. Smell that permeating between the seams.
Should have wiped it. Oh,
you want
man.
that? You want that kind of booty where you can smell what they ate 2 weeks ago?
Oh no, hell no. You said 2 weeks ago, fuck that. Oh, man.
You need some wet wipes.
Yeah, keep them on you at all times.
Yeah. But no, I think it's just a matter of I think it's like the world balancing itself out. You can't have all of one without having a little bit of another. I think that's what they're trying to do in society. You play that part of I'm supposed to be with this other, upper class person, but really you just want somebody to balance you out. And
Yeah,
this other person might be able to speak to a part of your personality that no one else can see because you're not allowed to show it.
look, I mean, it was done to me. I heard for years, because you're doing this or you're doing that, whatever, you should find a girl that's doing this, that, whatever. And at one point you think, okay, yeah, I want somebody that's on the same level or same page as me, or the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's still you growing up and let other people dictate your life
Yeah.
until you realize, okay, I might have this, and that, but she get the other things that I lack in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so on camera, we might not look like we belong together, but in real life, we're perfect together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just depends on you. Like, do you want to live in that spotlight or do you want to be happy?
Yeah. All right. Speaking of how you live, do you see any resemblance between how you live and how Kaya lives? Y'all just out in the middle of nowhere, surviving off nature. And
I would love that, honestly.
would you like to
Oh,
ride a
that's
boat
what
to wherever you need to get?
that would be dope too.
I like that. Everybody,
Yeah,
nobody drove a car. They all rode boats. That shit was
yeah.
dope.
But that's what she said. That was a quote. It's one thing being alone, and another thing living in isolation. No,
Yeah.
no, it's one thing to live in isolation, and the next, and a totally different feeling when you're living alone.
Yeah.
It's a very big difference. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And like to me, that was isolation, just by yourself, doing your own thing, moving at your own
Peace.
your own pace, your own wind form, whatever you want to call it, and you just do your thing. And a lot of people, sometimes people be like, well, you're out here alone, ain't you lonely? But nah, loneliness is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're just alone, you're just alone. Hey, this is me, so I'm used to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Because sometimes you're living by yourself, and that's a personal choice.
Mhm.
Being alone is not. That's not a personal choice. That's circumstances dictate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. I think you were living by yourself, but you were also shunned by society. I'm just saying.
Me, no,
Yeah.
to be completely honest, I mean, if I'm gonna keep it a buck, as they say,
Mhm.
I was just tired of the world. So I was like, fuck it. Like, even though I just want to be somewhere where only I knew where I was, I had been hiding for what, 6 years? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's why
Bro,
people.
listen, bro, you went into hiding to the point where if people wanted to get in contact with you, they had to hit me up on Facebook. But yo, pass this along. Like I'm a fucking messenger pigeon and
My
shit.
secretary and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking don't ever call me your secretary again.
No, I said as a joke.
Don't ever, just because I'm Asian, don't mean I'm working computers.
No, okay, Miss. I used to
Oh no, hey, that's restaurants and they work in the computers.
I was gonna say what about hard drives and ship them off to third world countries. You said it.
Yeah, that's not it was a scheme.
Oh,
Whatever. That
oh,
was good. It was a good first job.
okay.
But
But no,
no, like
there's a big difference. Like, to be in isolation, that's a personal choice where you just, I can't speak for everybody. I'm just tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
yeah,
I just rather, if I live by myself, it's got to do my own shit. That's really hard
yeah,
enough. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
when
I
you're
mean,
alone, that's a hurtful feeling. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
there's this quote where they say that when a person becomes comfortable living alone,
Mhm.
that becomes dangerous because they realize like they know they have everything they need,
Yeah.
and there's nothing you can give them that gives them what they need. So, you know, it's just it's a weird situation to be in because
I'm not gonna say,
I personally believe that like interaction
mhm,
like just makes a person whole, and
mhm.
being in isolation can trick you into feeling like you have everything you need.
Yeah.
But the minute you get that hug, the minute dap up with someone you ain't seen in forever that you hold near and dear, you
Mhm.
realize no, there's more to life than just you know jerking off 3 times a day.
Yeah, getting a real woman.
I don't know. Yeah, because you gotta work on that pounding stone. You just make and dip.
Look, that shit was so funny. I don't
Boo,
even,
boo.
I don't know how to put this on camera.
I just
We just looked. I was like, come here.
both of us, we had the same exact. We're like, man, get the fuck out. Come here, man. Let's go outside for a few seconds.
Oh, sorry, open the door. Come here. We gotta go outside and talk for a minute. Oh man.
Right.
That was that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence moment.
It really was.
And it was
Like,
it was
it's
actually
Uncle
fun
time.
because it was authentic. Like we didn't try to
Yeah.
create some shit. It just
Yeah, we didn't go in there like, okay, we're about to play, good uncle, bad uncle.
yeah,
It just happened.
yeah.
All right, but what do you think of the life Kaya built for herself? I mean, she didn't get schooling, but she
Mhm.
got like social schooling or social knowledge to the point where she was able to, like, she took the one thing she really was really good at, which was observing nature,
Mhm.
and turned that into a profession. She was happy with where she got. She got to the point where she could make some upgrades to her house and all that stuff. Was able to
Yeah.
buy the actual land that the house was in.
But the way she did it, I mean, this is why I say I'm a firm believer that everybody comes into your life for a reason. That
Mhm.
the old school saying, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when she met Tate, he saw all her um I don't want to say positive qualities. Like all he saw was good in her. He didn't see no bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even though she couldn't read, couldn't write, but she could draw and she knew the land. He could read and write, so he taught her how to do it and mix them both together.
Yeah.
And she retained that knowledge. So when she found out she could own the land or whatever, and of course, it's in the 60s, so $800 is like shit, what's
Yeah.
that? You know what I'm saying?
That's like
But
10 G's.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But she ended up putting what she learned from him, wrote a letter that she learned from him, you know what I'm saying? Sent the
Yep.
pictures and everything. Because he said it, you can send them off. And it ended up working. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
It was really. It literally was like she fell into the perfect scenario for her,
mhm,
where she didn't have to give up the only life she knew, but she was still able to create a life for herself that was better than the life she grew up in.
yeah.
And all she needed to find the one person, someone who could complement that, which was Tate. But when
Mm.
he found out that she killed the dude for real,
Oh, at the end?
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was a dope. That to me, that's like the best twist because it showed that like she wasn't that little girl no more.
Mhm,
Because the whole time you kind of feel like she was just that scared little girl who was getting the wrong end of the stick by society.
yeah.
And then when you see that, you're like, oh no, no, no. She ain't that little girl. She learned from everything that happened in her life. And she was like, no, like this shit ain't gonna this shit stops.
Yeah. I mean, the way she grew up and everything else, even though she was the baby, you know what I'm saying? Watching everything go through with her mom and her siblings and everything else. And like she said, it changed for her. But when she got older and that cycle was about to repeat itself, say,
Mhm.
nah, fuck this. I've lived this already. I'm not doing it again. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And I guess the part that got me was how smart she actually was
Mhm.
while not being educated.
Yeah.
And I've said it, and I'm gonna stand by it. I'm gonna say it till the day I die. There's no better teacher than life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Experience is the best teacher of all. Like,
Yeah.
that's why they say there's street smarts and there's book smarts.
Yep.
And I know a lot of book smart people who I wouldn't trust to cross the street with. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Exactly. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because for her, like I said, I don't know how she did the whole scenario and mapping it out and getting it all to kill the dude,
Mhm.
but she did.
Yep. And
And
she knew she did it because she understood what was coming.
mhm,
She knew that she recognized the symptoms and she was like, no, I know where this goes. I've seen it before and this shit's gonna fucking stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just like the fact that it was like, throughout the movie, you just feel like this poor girl is getting railroaded by society.
mhm.
And then at the end, you realize like, no, she she took matters into
Took,
her own hands.
yeah, took her power back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
All right, man. Final thoughts on where the Crawdads sing.
no shit. Already?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I know how long I've been here, but no, it was definitely a dope ass movie. There's before I say that, there's one quote that I actually want to take from the movie, and I know I'm gonna get it wrong, but when after Tate leaves, she says that pain lies there like water in the sand. You can't see it, but it's in there deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. I think my favorite, I don't know if this was a quote, but it was just something that came about in the movie where it was said like, uh, the footsteps at low tide show.
Mm-hmm.
Once that tide hits, it disappears. And that's kind of, to me, that's kind of like how that's kind of how, I hate to say trauma, but that's kind of how like life trauma appears to me. Like, when it appears, it stamps itself deep in you. But
Mm-hmm.
once you're strong enough to create that tide, it can wash it away and create a new.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what she did. She decided to create a new path versus just letting that fucking stamp of life stick the way it was.
Hmm.
And still fuck her kids. I mean, not her kids, her sisters. Fuck her sisters, bro. We never saw him again. We never saw them again. The brother showed back up.
But he showed back up because he found
Her
her
book.
book. Mm-hmm.
But like, what happened? He said he couldn't find the sisters no more. Like, these motherfuckers literally just ran off and said, sorry to their little sister who had to be like 6 years old at the time. And they knew what the fuck was going on. I don't know if I can excuse that. If I'm a kid growing up and I see my, that's like in that movie Warrior, when Tom Hardy and the dude meet on the beach.
Yeah.
He's like,
I know
no.
the movie, but I never seen it completely through.
All right, when they meet on the beach, and he's like, he goes, yo, you were supposed to come with us. You chose them. Like, you're not my brother. He goes, did you? He goes, were you in the Corps? Were you in the Army? Like, no, you're not my brother. Because like you knew what we were going through, and you were supposed to come with us, and you didn't. You chose these other people.
It's also a catch-22 because I look at my life.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this in our last episode watching Renfield or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come back for you till I just realize I can't. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you gotta distance yourself. Sometimes you gotta distance yourself to grow more.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't realize you're the only one that grew.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But like, if you know you have a younger sibling who can't do for them,
Yeah.
you've always doubled back to make sure they were okay. Now, you might not have gone over to actually put your hand into the situation, but you've always doubled back to make sure they were okay.
Yeah.
Where in them, they just kind of just disappeared. And it's kind of like, if you know what kind of horrors are within a situation, and you're just gonna let your younger sibling endure it because you can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard pill for me to swallow.
Well,
I don't know if I can do everything, but I'm gonna try my hardest. And if that hardest is just a letter every year to make sure they're okay, to hear from them, I don't know. What's that? I mean, I feel like that would be a fucking pain I couldn't endure if all of a sudden I just found out that my little brother or sister passed away, and I didn't even know because I kind of just cut that part of my life away.
Yeah.
If they're older siblings, then yeah, they're old enough, they can go take care of themselves. But younger ones,
I mean, but you get to that point though. I mean, and I only speak like off experience. You know what I'm saying? You can only do so much and realize after a while you're just dragging dead weight. You know what I'm saying? Even if they are your siblings or whatever, like I can't save you unless I save me. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're both struggling. So either we both gonna die together or we gonna make it, and we ain't gonna make it together. I'm gonna go on. When I get there, I'll come back and get you.
Okay, but what? How do you feel when all of a sudden something happened? You're like, oh, I didn't know they was going through that. Like, and it is a terrible situation. It's not like, okay, you just got into a car accident. It's like, no, they're going through some shit like that is tough for anyone to handle. And you're like, oh fuck, I didn't know they were going through that. Like, how come I didn't know? Oh, because I left this long ago and I didn't even think about at least reaching back just to check in.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like even just checking in, letting the person know, like, hey, like, I still see you. Like I just gotta take care of my shit first before I can come back for you, bro. Yeah, I know you're still there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a fucking it's a squirrely situation to be in because like again, you can't you know what they say on the planes? You gotta put your mask on before you help someone else with their mask.
Yeah, true.
So
Because if you can't breathe, what help are you?
exactly.
I mean, there's a very select few that can hold their breath that long to make it happen. But I mean, the common sense thing is, which I know is probably like an asshole remark, save yourself first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, if you have to save yourself first because that's the only way you're gonna have a good chance of saving someone else.
Save somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know some people who have saved their kids and lost their own life in the process. Which,
Mhm.
as a parent, if I'm gonna go out, that's the way I'm gonna go out.
Yeah.
But you know, it's also a situation where like, is there a way where both people can survive? And that's if you're in a good situation, then you can take them with you. I don't know.
Mhm.
No, good movie, really good movie, really
Oh yeah,
introspective.
it was definitely
I
good.
didn't expect it to be as introspective as it was.
No, I can't even say I disliked it. I just thought it could have been done dinner differently.
I know you see fat ass always thinking about food.
Say shit. Food is life. I
Yeah,
want some
yeah,
street. I
apparently
want some
in
street.
your
Oh, you
life,
know
and
what?
it's gonna be the death of you too.
Street tacos sound good today.
Dude, street tacos do sound good. But now I'm trying to be healthy today. Got to be healthy.
Uh, I'll see how far that goes.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it'll go easy. For you, it's about going as far as the couch.
I mean, so I'm halfway there, and alcohol-free beer. Oh man. But no, I say what that wish I kind of felt like could have been done differently was more clarification on how she actually killed dude.
What are you, a masochist? You just want to know?
Pretty
You want to know
much.
if she
No, I mean I just
stuck it in the
oh no,
butt?
wait, no, wait. I gotta go on camera. Nah, because
Taking details for later.
nah, we'll piece it all together and everything. It's like, okay, makes sense and everything. But that's a like I said, if he did walk up the fire tower,
Mhm.
no prints at all, that's a whole lot of work to fucking do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If my theory was correct, that she beat him back in the head and placed his body like perfectly where like he fell through,
Yeah.
that's some cold shit. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
but the thing is does it matter how she did it? Because the lesson is she did something.
Yeah.
She did something to save herself. It doesn't matter how she did it. In fact,
Mhm.
the point is she did it. Because she could have just accepted her fate because of what was given to her through life.
Mm.
So, I equate it to the ending of Inception. I read this quote that
Mm.
Christopher Nolan, the director, said because everybody gets so caught up in the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio spins that top and he runs over to see his kids, and then this top is still spinning, and then the movie cuts off.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, "Oh, is he still dreaming?" Because we never
Mm.
saw the thing drop.
Yeah.
But Christopher Nolan said, like people are just missing the point. He spins the top, and at that moment, his kids turn around. And he sees their face, and at that moment, it doesn't matter to him anymore whether he's dreaming or not, because the point for him is he needed to go. He was going to see his kids again.
Mm.
But that's what it was. It's like everybody's caught up in the whether it was a dream or not. And it's like no, at that moment, it doesn't matter because he got what he wanted
Gotcha.
to see his kids. So that's for her. It's like it doesn't really matter how she did it
Mm.
because you realize after all those years, you realize, oh no, she did something to save herself. She did something. She wasn't just going to be that scared little girl anymore.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
Okay. I can see that. And speaking of faces, one more quote before we end.
Yep.
When she gets to the top of the fire tower, she says like seeing your what she said, seeing your best friend's face for the first time or something like that. Oh no, like seeing your best friend, but for the first time you see their whole entire face.
When was that?
When the second dude takes us to the top of the tower, and she sees the whole marsh, and she said it's like seeing um your best friend's whole face for the first time.
All right. So I'm thinking about that right now. But what did you get out of that?
Um, how well do you think you know something? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a different angle look at everything.
Yeah.
And because she was always down in the marsh, she knew it from that level.
Yeah.
So when she elevated herself and she could see it completely,
Yeah.
it was like a whole different view. Like, say I can see who you are completely for the very first time versus getting sections of you every different day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, for me, I take that almost in kind of in the scenario of her life, and she's talking to him, and in the scenario, it's like, seeing her completely for the first time
Mhm.
by talking to her and getting to know her, because throughout life, all you know is that the Marsh girl,
Yeah.
and you hear those stories about the Marsh girl from here or there, and it's taking that time to learn someone and getting to know them, and finally actually getting to see what someone's about. I think that's a
Mhm.
lesson people can actually take into their regular life, because how many times in life do you just work off of assumptions and, hearsay versus actually stepping into the shit and actually just, getting to know someone or learning something.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that everybody could use a little bit more of in life.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, good fucking movie.
Indeed.
Rob, pat on the back for that one.
Not bad. Not bad.
Man, listen, fuck you.
Still ain't the silent voice, but not bad.
Silent
That
voice.
look, that's one. Yeah. I was like, yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
mean, first of all, you just like cartoons. That's why you like it so much. But it's a really good movie.
They tell better stories, in my opinion.
They don't tell better stories. They're allowed to be a little more, not necessarily abstract, but like they're allowed to be a little more free with the way they tell
Mm.
those stories.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, like if you saw that movie, like if a silent voice was done with real people, I think with the people that would make it would be like, oh, we can't make it so somber, even though it needs to be somber.
Mm.
They're like, yo, we need to throw some jokes in there, a titty here or there, just to lighten it up.
Yeah. And I mean, also to versus drawing that emotion off of somebody's face
Mhm.
and hoping somebody can act with that emotion on their face.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you're trusting an actor to pull out the emotion you want to see
Yeah.
versus just being like, all right, I can draw this until I get that emotion.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. All right. Well, that was Where the Crawdads Sing on Netflix. I think it's out in other places, but we saw it on Netflix. So yeah,
Yeah.
check it out. Actually, yeah, I like the idea of like movies based on books. Like
Mm.
that's those a lot of times those tend to be good because they're based on books. Like if they
Mm.
weren't good, they wouldn't have made it into a movie, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious about the book though.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I actually might go check it out.
they always say 9 times out of 10, the book is better than the movie.
Yeah. Maybe the book will tell you how she did it.
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah. I have to check it out. All right. As always, it is your boy Sarath, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red 4 Delta.
You just lick your lips like LL Cool J.
If I did, not purposely. But,
Yeah. Yeah, right. You probably got some chicken waiting. Lip smacking.
Tacos, baby, tacos.
Chicken taco.
Cilantro and onions.
Yeah. All right, man. We out.
Yeah.